Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on SANADA's life. Now, the title is very odd for this, but basically we've just had a special pay-per-view for New Japan, and it was the Shinnichi-Champion anniversary show, which is basically like the spin-off show that happens on New Japan World. It was a very interesting show, not for the most casual fans of New Japan. They had some really weird matches, including a unmasking match, normals, but the point of this video is there was an Ikemen match. Now, Ikemen is basically means handsome guy, and yeah, it was an over-the-top Rambo, and it had some very interesting participants. So we had Hiroshi Tanahashi, who was dressed very beautifully. He had his makeup done up, looked fabulous. Sho, who came out in a mask but then got unmasked because apparently he didn't want to show his face off. Young Lion Yasuda. Cutest, obviously ELP. And then we had, sorry if I missed one out, we had Gabe Kidd and then Shingo Takagi. Now, the winner of this was actually, by default, it was Yasuda, who actually, he managed to eliminate some people at the start. He gave us a great moment of Sho and Yo kissing. And with Gabe and Shingo, obviously ahead of their global title match, going at each other, they eliminated themselves, and Yasuda won. I still think it was cheating. Me and a very good friend on X, we believe that if SANADA was there, it would have been a very different thing. However, I thought, and again, this is all lighthearted, here is my rankings of the top 5 handsome men or Ikemen in New Japan. I kind of find it funny that I've got my Jay White t-shirt on, and like, you guys know I'm a massive Jay White fan, and like, when Jay White first came back from excursion, I thought he was the most handsome guy. Like, he had the blue in his hair. But obviously, that's a long time ago, so we are gonna do my top 5 handsome men of New Japan in a particular order. So let's get going. Before I get going, I want to start with like some special mention. These are guys who didn't make the list, but actually are extremely handsome. Sho, he is very handsome. He's a crazy man, but he is handsome as hell. Taichi. Oiwa. Shota Umino, Yuya Uemura, Zack Sabre Jr. I'm very sorry, you're very handsome, but you missed out on the main top 5. So yeah, let's get going and see who has made my top 5 list of most handsome, or the Ikemens in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, so let's start at number 5. So, number 5, we have a man very close to my heart, a man that everyone will agree is extremely handsome, and that is El Desperado. El Desperado is sexy in every way. From like his whole persona, his long hair, his voice. Like, everyone always says like his sexiest voice probably in New Japan. And like whether he's got a mask on or a mask off. I mean, like, it feels like a crime that we've seen maskless Desperado so many times. But like he just teases us. He's like, here you go, but actually I'm going to put a mask back on. The thing about El Desperado, what I like, and I'm going to speak about this later on with someone else, is actually El Desperado breaks the realms of what it means to be a wrestler, like a macho wrestler. Because it's pro wrestling, it's a sport that has so many stereotypes linked to it, and I'll mention this later on as well. That El Desperado really goes against what people expect from a wrestler. He has the bold look, the bright colours, the makeup, the nails that match his ring gear. But also it like contrasts with his personality. So his personality seemed quite brash at first when he was in Suzuki-gun. But you see him slowly warming up to people when he's in Hontai. Whether it was, for example, he did it with Master Wato, and now he's doing it with the other members of Hontai, whether he has to team with like so Taguchi or Tori. I know this is completely out of his realm, but there's just something so endearing about El Desperado. Like, there's a reason that like whenever he comes out, there are so many people screaming because he's just got the whole look. It's like one of my favourite images in my head is of him coming out with like the roses and the guitar. It's such a magical like look of him. And like obviously he's got the long flowing locks, and I just think that there's something about El Desperado that if you ask any New Japan fan like who's a handsome guy, even though he has a mask on, it's gonna be El Desperado. So yeah, El Desperado is at number 5. Number 4, we have another masked man. Yes, I'm here with the mess men. It is Douki. Douki we've seen unmasked a lot less, so this is all going by just Douki as a person. Yes, I know we had to divorce him. This is not the only divorce that's going to be on here, but I think Douki is phenomenal. Douki has this beautiful hair. So whenever I've spoken about it so many times, I judge the quality of a wrestler's hair on what it's like after a match. So for example, you'll see guys like El Desperado, Yota Tsuji, hell, like even JY, David Finlay, have really nice long hair. However, they come out with it wet, and by the end of it, it looks very tangled and frizzy. Douki has his long locks like up to his waist. He has it tied up, and it just looks like he should be, I mean, to be fair, actually, Just 5 Guys were ambassadors, and they were like an advertisement for hair shampoo. And then aside from that, I think Douki's whole look is really bold and handsome. The mask, obviously, it's changed recently, but I used to love the patterns on it and how he would do his eye makeup. His ring gear as well, like the colours, the blacks, the purples, the silvers. I used to like it when he was a babyface and he used to have like tulle over it, which was a bit like a skirt. And you know what, like as much as you were like, he's a bad guy now, when I met Douki, he was very nice. And like it's going to be a running thing on this, that actually, as much as Ikemen is a handsome man, I think that handsomeness comes from inside as well. So, you know what, Douki goes at number 4. Number 3, when I started watching New Japan, I used to tweet like, my phone would recognise what I was going to say. I was going to say, who is the most handsome man on New Japan and why is it Tanahashi, or something along that line. You could probably find it like on my account. But number 3 is the Shacho, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He is not just the ace of New Japan because he is a 1 in 100 talent. He is, by god damn it, extremely handsome. Even at the age of, I believe he is like 48 now. He is like the long hair, the presence. Like, it was quite funny during this show, they had like a special class with like Tenzan as the doctor. And they were like, which are concerned, and like Tanahashi was talking about how his physique isn't as good as it was. But like back in the day, Tanahashi had like the best physique ever. Like he would come out in this big grand gear, and he just has like this like really adorable way about him. Like there's a reason that I think people, like, you hear the screams of men and women when he comes out, when he does his poses, when he takes off his like ring gear to showcase his body. Like, I remember his match that he had with Yuji Nagata, like, earlier in the month. And I was watching him and I was like, why is all these people, like, hugging him sweaty? Or why are they throwing their towels for Tanahashi to wipe? That is the effect that Hiroshi Tanahashi has on people. Whether he has his hair down, like, actually during the G1, I ranked all of his hair looks. Whether he has it in just the classic, I joke, like, the Karen layers. Or he has it tied up, or he has, like, extensions. Hiroshi Tanahashi is just the epitome of beautiful. So he's an Ikemen, but he's also Usukushi, which is like beautiful in Japanese. I think you can use that to describe a person. But yeah. And he's obviously the ace of everyone's heart because he's just genuinely a nice guy. I've met Tanahashi, funnily enough, he's the wrestler I've probably met the most. I've met him 4 times now. At every single Royal Quest I've met him. He is just someone that the fans are drawn to. He's someone that the fans love, and obviously that is a mix of how good looking he is and has been for the 20 years he's been in New Japan, and just generally his love of pro wrestling. So yeah, Tanahashi is at number 3. Number 2, you were waiting for him, my ex-husband SANADA. As I mentioned in the introduction, it felt wrong that there was a handsome battle and SANADA was not in it. Say what you want about his current hair, which I can say is kind of questionable. And even back in his Cold Skull days, kind of questionable. I remember at one point his hair was as like tall as his beard. But let's take, right, he's handsome anyway, but let's take Just 5 Guys IWGP champion SANADA. SANADA, my BFF, you know. That man is a hunk. He has the great body. He was like in the little short. His face, like cleanly shaven SANADA, is solely underappreciated. And the black hair. He could have been a model for Calvin Klein. He could have been an actor in Hollywood. he just had this aura about him. And it's quite funny because I think if he'd have kept the Cold Skull, it would have been just as handsome because it's that mysterious guy. But when he joined Just Five Guys, there was this, and became champion, there was this like naive, like this cuteness about him where he would love interacting with the fans, and you were seeing him smile when he was interacting with Taichi and Taka and obviously Uncle Nobu before he fucked off, and Taka. It's like we were seeing this like whole fresh personality to him, which made him even more handsome. Like, say what you want about SANADA, but if you, I don't care who you're into, what your preference is, if you have not looked at SANADA during that time and gone, that man is handsome as hell, you probably should be questioning your thoughts, because no matter who you are, that SANADA was beautiful. And even now, actually, SANADA is very handsome in his own way. He has taken the very, like, quite standard handsome man and adapted it to this new one, where he comes out with the really bold ring gear, like, speakers coming off him, or the, I call it the disco ball suit. That's one of my favourites. And then with the guitar. He's just, no matter what character he does, and I know some of you weren't a fan of Just Five Guys Babyface, he has a charisma and aura about him. But to be fair, some people probably won't agree at all. I may be just biased, but yeah. SANADA is in number 2. Number one, I feel like you'll understand. You'll probably have guessed who number 1 is going to be. He's someone who's just not just his handsomeness, but has always been one of my favourite wrestlers of New Japan since they started in 2018. Number 1, the most handsome man in New Japan, according to Sonal, is Yo. I mean, I don't know. There's literally no question about it. When I was thinking of this video and I was like, who should I put where? Yo was always going to be the top. Yo is, well, as soon as I saw Yo, like for the first time wrestling, and he was in the little silver and he had the coloured hair, I thought, if there is one New Japan wrestler who could be an idol, it is Yo. He's in his mid-30s, he could pass for his 20s. He has a great body, beautiful hair, like his facial features are so distinct and very beautiful. But what I love about Yo is his, again, like the way he presents himself. So if anyone knows, Yo is a very weird guy. He likes poop, he's very creative. But the thing about Yo that makes him so handsome is his ability to break down stereotypes. Remember I mentioned it with Desperado. Yo is a complete antithesis of what a professional wrestler should be, which is maybe why he has more female fans than male fans. Yo's not afraid to bend on his sexuality. You've seen him kissing Sho on like a regular basis. He teases his male opponents. Similar with how he dresses. He's not afraid to dress up as a woman. Like when I was at Wrestle Kingdom, my cousin was like, wait, why is everyone looking at that woman? Actually, it was Yo dressed up and like selling programs. Yo has this personality, and it's similar to the likes of Shota Umino, who also should have probably been on this list, but he solely missed out. Yo is somebody who bends everyone's beliefs. He is someone who, his personality and his look shouldn't be restricted to what you expect a pro wrestler to be. Like, yes, he's, for me, the most handsome man in New Japan, but then he's also the most beautiful man in New Japan. He has the most bold looks. He has had the most history. His personality is so unpredictable, and it makes it so endearing. Like, whether he's in his, like, when he debuted, he had the silver tights, or the silver short, like, briefs he would wear for the Best of Super Junior with the stars and, like, the tassels, or his jorts that he wears, or the plastic bag one that was Ziplocs. Yo could make a bin bag look beautiful because that is just who he is as a person. So, yeah. Again, this is a light-hearted. Obviously, I watched the handsome Rambo and I was like, I feel like I always fangirl about these wrestlers, but why do you... What? I was like, well, don't they want to know who I think is the most handsome wrestler in New Japan? You probably won't. But I thought this was a bit of light-hearted fun. We are in the midst of the Destruction show now. We've got a major show on the 28th. So, yeah. I thought we'd throw something fun in here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on social media at wrestling_chat. Who are your top 5 handsome wrestlers of all time? Or, more specifically, your most handsome 5 wrestlers in New Japan right now. You can tell me who they are, just generally. I don't mind. Let me know in the comments. Make sure to hit like, share, and hit subscribe. I'm always going to be here for reviews, these fun little videos, stuff like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you can have a chance to watch that show, do it. It is so much fun. And yeah, I will speak to you guys soon. Bye!